Are you trapped? Trapped in what, Sean? Trapped in poverty. Poverty is something I've lived with the majority of my life. In fact, most of my family was either born into poverty or have inherited poverty. Now, if you're like me, you don't want to leave that to your kids. You don't want to have that for your family, and you certainly don't want to live in poverty today yourself. I don't either. But the question has to be asked because there are some people who are impoverished, and then there are some people who are doing really well. So in my mind, the question has to be asked, what are they doing that I'm not doing? What do they know that I don't know? What are their beliefs as opposed to what are my beliefs? What are their habits and behaviors when it comes to money and finance as opposed to mine? And so, by the way, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. If you want to learn how to build a middleman business from your phone, you need to get the link to the free training. By doing by getting the free training, you'll learn step by step how to get this thing implemented and run a business from your phone. If that's something you want to do in your part-time, in your spare time, discretionary time, put the word middleman down below if you want to learn how to start a middleman business from your phone. What's a middleman business? Just a business model where you connect customers with service providers. That's it. And you get paid every time you find a customer. So think of it like Uber. You don't actually do the work. Uber doesn't actually drive you around. Uber just match makes, and you kind of do the same. Super easy. I've been doing it for years. If you want to learn how to do it, let me know. Put middleman in the comments. So we gotta scale this thing all the way back to kind of uncover it. So if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you know that I believe that PC post-COVID brought in a new economic storm or a new economic environment. I guess we can say that, where a lot of the things that we learned in the past, or a lot of things we believed in the past, or things we were taught, they no longer apply. And I could give you a list of them, and we'll probably hit on just a few, but a lot of those old traditional, money habits, they no longer apply today. In fact, one of the most damaging things you can do financially today, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, a lot of heat for this, because you guys are obsessed with these things, but in my mind, the number one thing you could do today to guarantee financial bondage and financial prison for yourself is buy a house. It's just buy a house. So as long as you believe the house that you live in and pay a mortgage on is an asset, you're going to be obsessed with owning one. By the way, you never own it unless there's no property taxes. Other than that, there's no such thing as home ownership. And so if you believe that house is your biggest asset or your biggest investment, by the way, it's not an asset at all if you live in it and you pay the mortgage yourself. That's a liability. In fact, that's the exact definition of a liability. Anything that takes money out of your pocket, liability. Anything that puts money into your pocket, asset. Just follow the cash flow. Where does the cash flow? Wherever the cash goes, that's what it is. If the cash goes into your pocket from the thing, asset. If the cash leaves your pocket from the thing, liability. So, as long as you guys are obsessed with owning these houses, you're going to continue to make bad investments because you're going to do things that I recommend nobody do at this point. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look for a safe, secure job. Now, I'm here to tell you there's no such thing, especially today, now more than ever. There are jobs that are safer than others: labor jobs, plumbing, barber shops, home cleaning, moving. That's why I like partnering with these type of industries, because they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, you blue collar workers, you home workers, you office workers, your job's not going to be there very long. Tax preparers, you're out of the door. And so I like to partner with the service businesses, but you guys are going to go out, you're going to try to find a safe, secure job. And then when you get that safe, secure job, you're going to start saving money in the bank. Well, I could go back a step. After you get that safe, secure job, you're probably gonna trust that that job's income is going to be enough for you, and you're only going to be stuck with one source of income. So you're going to get that safe, secure job. You're going to say, I have a paycheck from that job. I'm good with this paycheck. This paycheck isn't going anywhere. So now you believe you have a safe, secure job. You only have one source of income. So when you lose that job, you lose your paycheck. Oh, well, but you only have one source of income. And now you're saving money, which is probably the second worst thing you could do today behind buy a house. Now you're saving money in a bank account that's dying. I told a friend this the other day. I asked a question. I said, banks tell you to save money. And I said, do banks save money? He said, I never thought of that. No. Banks tell you to save money, but banks don't save money. Let that sink in. That's why I always say, don't listen to what they say, do what they do. I don't care what you say. I'm watching what you're doing. What are you doing? That's what I'm going to do. And stacking money in the bank's one of the worst things you could do because banks don't pay interest. Your money just sits there and dies. Well, what kills it? Number one, inflation. The government continues to print money, costs of things continue to go up. Your money, the spending power of your dollar just dies. Number two, you miss opportunity. You miss opportunity because you could take 1,000 out, take a chance at creating a business or something like that, but you won't move it because you got this ridiculous goal in your mind that you got to have a certain amount of money in the bank in case of an emergency or rainy day. And I'll just let you know that if you did happen to have a rainy day or an emergency, and you will, and I will too, you can have $0 in the bank and you can still survive that rainy day or an emergency. How do I know? Because I've done it. How do you do it? Well, there are other ways you can do it, including financing, swiping a credit card, borrowing money, writing a check. There's a bunch of things you can do where you don't necessarily have to pay the money the same day. And in most cases, the money isn't due the same day. So understand that if you continue to believe that a house is an asset, jobs are safe and secure, that saving money in the bank, anticipating bad things happening is a good idea, you're always going to be stuck. You're always going to be financially struggling. You're always going to be in the poverty trap because you can't get out. You're always going to be in the poverty trap because, again, you cannot exit. You're in that hamster wheel. You're on that cycle of endless brokenness and you can't get out because you've been trained how to get yourself trapped, go to school, get a good job, save money in the bank, buy a house, invest in a 401k for retirement. By the way, none of those things are good for you. All those things are good for the other entities. None of it's good for you. When you get a job, that's good for the company, usually not great for you. You're never going to get what you deserve on that job. You stack money in the bank, great for the bank, bad for you. The bank used the money, they sell the money, you just loan it to them for free. You buy a house, great for the banks, great for the lenders, bad for you. They make money for 30 years, you spend money for 30 years. So don't get trapped. Get out of this poverty trap. You guys are brilliant. You can figure out great ways to get yourself out of that, but I guess most of you are kind of mentally lazy. You won't even make that move. You won't even think about thinking about it. But I'm here to tell you, whatever you want to do, you need to be doing it now. You need to be figuring out how to live your best life now. You need to be moving towards your goals now. You need to be doing everything you can now. No more excuses. No more dipping your toes in the water. Dive in. You're running out of time. Life is short, even if it's long. Let that sink in. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Let somebody else know about this channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are blessed. I'm going to start, I've been getting some feedback. I'm going to start doing a Bible study channel. I'm going to start one very soon. We're going to get into that. But again, the old habits are working against you. They're not working for you. You need to change some things or you're going to be stuck forever. Put the word middleman in the comments below. I'll see you in the free training piece.